Using the fix-it fingers method for catching the dust. Works good in corners too. The rack is in. Finally. It took some time trying to get this worked out. You might remember I said there was another rack my wife had bought, and when we got it in here it didn't look right. So we played more around with this one, and instead of making them join in the corner, just left them as separate units. There's room for her to get her long hanging stuff in here, coats and whatnot. More long hanging here, short hanging, same thing. Shelving, not too close to the window. We still got to do the window treatments, which is curtains, pelmet. I've still got to make the new screen for the window because I moved this trim back. It's just in front of the window. Here's my the trim I was working on the other day. Don't mind the dirty step, but that's the trim just to cover the door, the gap I mean in the floor, and that goes all the way across. Other stuff that's left to do is the wallpaper on this wall, which also means that this baseboard is not attached yet. It's just sitting in between the two sides. So it's just sitting there as well. I was considering putting a piece of trim up here, but it's kind of redundant. We'll have the wallpaper right up to the edge. I guess I'll wait and see what it looks like. And I've still got to do some sort of a trim around the door. Still got to get the new light in. So there's still things to do. I'm glad this rack is installed. So I'm getting ready again to make the shelf out of the old shelf, like the hutch thing from one of my wife's dresses. And when I took that other shelf apart that had a million nails in it, this is the first side. Here's my measurements. So it's 935 tall. Going to make it 760 wide and 300 mil or 12 inches up from the base up to the first shelf. She doesn't want all this sort of stuff on it. And I pulled out this first side and I noticed this, what looks like a fracture. When I push on it, it actually does open up. So I'm going to take my measurement from that end. And I do have 935 before the top to here. I might actually cut those bits off as well. there is the finished project. You can see I've got the back all on. You'll notice I've got it protruding down here about 100 mil, 44 inches. That's so that goes behind the cabinet that this is going to sit on top of, the dresser I mean, and that's an extra bit of security so it doesn't tip forward. Yeah, I was about halfway through nailing this on when I realised, oh, I'm not filming. So I grabbed the camera, my phone. My phone was sitting on the tripod, so I just turned it on, got the setup going, pressed record. It looked like it started recording. Then I went and finished putting this on and standing it up and all that sort of stuff. And then when I went back to my phone, it was switched off. And at first, oh, it's dark in here. And at first I thought my phone had filled up the space again, but instead it was a case that the battery had basically drained and it was down to like 4% and ready to switch off. I didn't get any of that filmed. Sorry about that. I'm just leaving it down in the shed now so that it can finish drying, and the stain that's on it is a water-based stain, but I just want to make sure that it is completely dry before taking it up and setting it up in the house.